Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Quipple. Now, Quipple was created by the folks at Zentangle Inc., and I used to get this one confused with another Tangle, also by Zentangle Inc., called Tipple. The only thing that they have in common is that they have orbs. And but there is a difference, and so we're going to go over that. I'm using a 2x2 bijou tile. I'm going to put in my 4 corners and a border. And so Quipple starts out this way. Again, with large orbs, but it winds around. So we're going to make like a path with round orbs. I'm just going to go ahead and start right here in the corner. Oh, it's always a good idea to test your pens before you use them. All right, let's switch over here to this Micron PN because I'm pretty sure that that one will work. Key lesson for today. Check your pens before you start your video, especially when you're trying to do it in one take. All right, so I'm making this almost, you can think of it almost like a caterpillar. If you want to, actually, there is a tangle called Caterpillar, I think. But just have it meander however you want it. I'm going to end it right there. All right. So we have, again, however you want to have your large orbs meandering. Then this is more like Tipple, where we're going to fill in around the outside. Now we're not going to fill the entire board. Actually, this makes me think of the tests, if you did these in colors, for color blindness. They has like the 6 in in, was it like orange and red, or where they're testing the colors. That's what this makes me think of. Oh my gosh. So we're kind of starting with somewhat going around the perimeter of what you have already. And in some places it could be, say thicker than others. That is up to you. There is, one of those, not really a rhyme or reason. So I do a little bit on one side, and then I like to flip over to the other side. And we're kind of, really just going to be surrounding the large orbs with smaller orbs. And sometimes, doing orbs, sometimes it's challenging. I know for me, it's because, they're just orbs, so I can go fast. And, really shouldn't do that. Should just kind of go slow. Because then I'm not missing. And then what I end up having, little tails, is what I call them, like little pigtails on mine. Because I'll start, or like it as I'm continuing, then I don't pick up my pen in enough time, and then I end up with, a little piece hanging out. So this is a nice one that you don't have to think too much about, which is, if you're utilizing this Zentangle for, say, meditation or anything, it's, something like this where you don't have to think a lot. It's just helpful. All right, so when you feel like you are done, and I think I might add a few more up here. Just one of those, you can kind of shape it however you want, and I kind of like that. All right. Then the next step is we're going to aura this. And because I went on within the border here, I'm just going to, I'm not going to cross the border. Sometimes I'll do a border, and for those of you, if you're new to Zentangle, or, even if you, maybe have forgotten this, but the pencil lines are really just a suggestion. So you can go over the pencil lines if you want, or not. And what I'm doing here is I'm auraing as best I can each, little yeah, each little orb as the orbs go in, and I'm not worrying about it too much. So some of it is, I'm kind of just drawing a bumpy line, but at the same time, I'm sort of trying to. So we aura it once, and then we aura it again. The second time it's a little bit easier because then you're just auraing the lines that you just did. And so whatever bumps you put in there, then that's what will stay. And that's what you'll aura. And there we go. And that is pretty much it, except for if you want to add some shading. And so what I like with this one that I like to do, well, two things. One is you could do a little bit of shading, depending on how big your orbs are. You could do some shading on the orbs themselves. And that would be something like some of mine work. And so I just kind of like do a little, I call it a little swoosh. A little swoosh line. It's just a little curve line, kind of on one side. And like that. Now, sometimes I think, well, that kind of looks cool just the way it is. And so I could certainly just leave that, or could use a tortillon. And, and just to kind of spread it out a little bit, just on that one side. It just looks neat. Yeah, I like that. And then, I'm going to do this because this is, just because of the way this looks, I'm just going to do some heavy shading on one side. Now, I'm taking some graphite and putting it around the large orbs. And I am kind of going heavy. Always with shading, I like to, if it's a paper that I've maybe not used before or something, or if I'm just kind of playing around, one neat idea, actually, I'll show you really quick. On the back, what I like to do is, and I would do this in classes, is lay a little bit of graphite down, grab your tortillon, and with the circles, so I'm just grabbing the graphite and spreading it down. And sometimes I'd like to see, well, how far can I go? Because for me, this is just me. I like to create a gradient. So I don't like to see a straight line. The nice thing about the Zentangle tiles is that, excuse me, is that it's what they call toothy. And so you can create a gradient. When I use something like cardstock, it's smooth, and I just use like cardstock from the office supply store type of thing, and it's fine to use, but the graphite works differently on there, and it's so easy to get that pencil line. So it's one of those where I just, after knowing that, then it's, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to be a little bit more careful with that, and use, have your pencil where it's really dull, and and that's helpful. Then you don't get that line. So I'm doing it just dark on the one side. I'm going to do it a little bit lighter. I'm using what's left on my tortillon from that other side there. Actually, I'm going to grab some more. Kind of like I do this sometimes, if I just want a little bit. Sometimes I'll do like I did on the back side on a separate piece of paper, and kind of using it like a paintbrush. Because I don't want a lot. For whatever reason, I just feel like I don't want a lot on this other side. I just wanted it to be, so that's like it has a greater shadow. So also with Zentangle, we don't worry so much about the light source and all of that. We look for pop and in the effect that adding graphite has. So I kind of like how that turned out. So that's fun. Let me just show you, this is another tile that I did some time ago. Actually, I guess I had it that way up. In this one, I did my 4 corners and the border, but I decided to go outside of it for the Quipple, and then I use, this is Flux and this is Zinger. So if you I don't know if I've done, I don't think I've done a video on Zinger. I'll have to do that. But anyway, just to show you an example of how it can work with some other tangles. It's just neat. And actually I think I added a little bit of color in there, a little chalk pencil. Just for a smidge of color, a little blue, because I was thinking of this as looking like a riverbed, and then a little bit of green on the Flux. So with that, I hope you enjoyed, and I'd love to see, you know, what you might end up doing with this very simple but really, really neat tangle. In the description box will be the step outs for this, as well as information on how to connect if you wish to. If you enjoyed the video, I appreciate a thumbs up would be great. And of course, feel free to subscribe if you like the videos and want to receive notification when I do more. So with that, I wish you happy tangling.